Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Rob Murgatroyd, and I am a former doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I interview some of the best minds on the planet on the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Today's episode is a mini-sode that we call Fried Dates with the Wife. In these mini-sodes, my wife Kim and I deconstruct the strategies that we've developed over the last decade to not only grow personally, but to turn our struggles into lessons and create fulfillment in all areas of our lives. Excuses are over. It's time to live. Let's dig into today's topic. All right, before we jump into this episode, I want to invite you to be considered for my Work Hard, Play Hard Mastermind by completing an application at workhardplayhardmastermind.com. So this mastermind is not like any mastermind you may have been to or heard of, I promise you. This mastermind is for 6 to 7 figure entrepreneurs that are working too damn much and aren't taking the time to have amazing experiences around the world with an incredible tribe of people. So every 100 days or so, I drop you into new experiences that are specifically designed to elevate your thinking, to give you new ideas. Look, you get your best ideas not staring at a computer. And actually, this is the way high-level people really collaborate with each other. They do it over a glass of champagne, watching the sunset in the south of France. And we'll be doing things just like that. In fact, we'll be taking a vintage car ride through the French Riviera this summer, and we'll be truffle hunting in Florence in the fall, to name just a few of the experiences so that I can give you a feel for it. So if you are ready to do some fun stuff around the world and really, really want to level up your tribe in one shot, fill out an application at workhardplayhardmastermind.com. We'll jump on a call and we'll see if it's a good fit. All right, let's jump into today's episode. Kimberly, I am using the push journal every day, making money, being happy, living in Southern California, looking out at the palm trees. Murgatroyd in studio in Los Angeles.
How much coffee or how many e-shots have you had?
Yes, Murgatroyd. How are you, honey?
How much caffeine? Now our dog is barking. How much caffeine have you had today?
1 cup, but I did have
You had 1 cup of coffee. You had an e-shot. You had amped nitro.
Yeah, I did.
You had no an espresso?
No e-shot. Yeah, I did have espresso.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So he started at none and then found out he had a coffee, an espresso, and amped nitro, which is our pre-workout. What else did you have?
Do you know what an espresso is?
I was told once, a very tiny coffee.
It's just a little coffee.
Fun fact, you want to hear a fun story?
Yeah,
so
okay.
I was talking to them, not you.
Okay.
So you've already heard the story. One day, many years ago, I was getting up early to bring our older one, Demi, to the airport. And this is how long ago it was. She was an unaccompanied minor, okay? She's turning 22 in March. She was an unaccompanied minor. And I don't drink coffee, but it was like 4 a.m. And I was in the airport and I walked over to what I thought was Starbucks, but it was like a fake Starbucks. So it was like fake bucks. And I said, oh God, I don't drink coffee. Just, can I get an espresso? And the lady looked at me and she said, you know, ma'am, to be honest, you know, that's just a really tiny coffee, right? And I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. It was like,
and you pay so much more for that little coffee.
Yeah. And she was like, and it's more money and it's just a really tiny, like it's like 3 sips. I was like, all right. And you're the barista? This is scary.
All right.
So
here's what we're going
fact.
to talk about today. We're going to talk about the vision board. So what, you holding your hand up? I haven't even started yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to start.
Okay.
So today, what popped up on my Facebook memories timeline thing, which by the way, I love that thing, was a post that I did 2 years ago. And it was a picture of Sophia and I looking at our TV with this big picture of Florence up on the TV. And I remember sitting there that day, mimosas in hand, dreaming about Italy, talking, probably crying, because that's what I did on Sundays. I drank mimosas and cried about Italy and how much I wanted to go there and live there. And in this post, I literally wrote this: Today, on the 3-year anniversary of a life-changing decision we made to join our network marketing company, I know that we now have created the freedom to experience Florence in a whole new level. Don't worry, California peeps, we're still coming out that way, but first we're going to make a pit stop. And that was in 2017. That was exactly what we just finished doing with going through Europe and doing like 2.5, 3 months in Italy and then coming here. And that was 2 years ago that dream was birthed. And so the reason I'm saying this now is because we're going to be talking about vision and vision boards and what can that look like for you, because 'tis the season. We're probably rolling up in December by this time this podcast launches, and people are starting to think about it. And by the way, it's not just the next year, it's the next decade. Like, this is the big one. It's kind of like when you turn like the 0 birthday, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's the 0 birthday. It's the next decade. So what is your next decade going to look like, and how, Robert Victor Anthony Murgatroyd, are you going to depict such a vision on a vision board?
I've got so many different thoughts around this. The first one I want to address before I answer your question is there's a lot of people who every year do a vision board, and for whatever the reason is, the vision board doesn't happen. And, there are other people that say, screw vision boards, it should just be an action board. And then there are other people who said, I had the vision board and, it like fell behind my dresser, or I uncovered it in the garage 15 years later, and holy shit, everything that was on that vision board happened. So, I've had this like mixed feeling about vision boards and feeling like they were just too far off. So one of the things that we've done different that I think can help you guys.
Let's not dull our sparkle. Sorry. Last week's podcast.
By the way, I hope this podcast gets released after the one before it, so that it puts it into context. Yeah.
So we have created the magic sauce of vision board come to lifeness, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the way that we did it,
is by screwing it up for 10 years?
Yeah, we've screwed it up for 10 years. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing is clarity. All right, so I don't give a shit what you do with your life. You better be fucking clear with what you want. Like, that's just the bottom line. And when you think you're clear, you're probably not clear, because if you give it a night's sleep and you change it, then you're not clear. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is get as clear as you possibly can for what it is that you want, right? And so perhaps that could be just putting it on this piece of paper that I'm crinkling next to the microphone, and then pulling it out a week later and seeing if you want to add to it, delete it, or change it. If you don't want to do anything to it, other than maybe add, a picture here or a picture there, if you don't really want to modify it, then you got it. That's number one. Number two, the way that we do it is we do it as a couple. We've done it separately. And, Kim has pictures of her, dancing around in a bikini with daffodils. And I've got a picture of like, a machine gun blowing up cars, right? So it's like a guy one and it's a girl one. But they're not in couples alignment. And I really believe that if you are willing to meet with your spouse and get really, really clear on what a couple's vision board looks like, what's going to happen is at first, you're going to fight it out. And you're going to realize in the process of fighting it out that the other person either doesn't want that, or wants it in a different way, or isn't clear in the same way that you're clear about it.
Can I just chime in on clarity here?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go and go out on a limb here.
Careful.
I know. It's scary out here. And I'm going to say that many of you listening, hold your hand up if you do. I can't see you, but I want to see you. Hold your hand up if this has ever been you. You decided one day to make a vision board, or you went to a vision board party, you brought a bunch of magazines, and you started flipping through magazines going, oh yeah, no, that looks cool. I'll put that on my board. Oh yeah, I like that word.
Such a good point.
So it was ready, fire, aim. So what we're talking about is get ready. Like Rob has been chomping at the bit to get the 2020 vision board up. And I've been pulling the reins back. We sit in the morning at coffee and he's like, okay, today I want to make a vision board. I'm like, okay, but what's going on it? And we go back and forth and back and forth. And he's like, okay, let's go. What day do you want to make it? I'm like, that's not how we do things. The way we created our last vision board that worked was not by arbitrarily flipping through the latest muscle and fitness for a random picture of the body that you wish you had, but probably never will because it's the girl's got a torso 7 feet long and you're 3 feet tall. So like, don't do that.
Are you projecting?
Yeah, that was me. I had that one on my vision board. My last freaking rib touches my hip bone, okay? But I somehow had a picture of like a giant on my vision board. Yeah, that's going to happen unless I get like stretched. So the point is, don't just arbitrarily flip through shit. Make this board with intention, okay? That's the word for this. Clarity and intention. Write down on a piece of paper, what do you want? Get clear on what you want. And I'm going to share some of ours. So we have 3 goals. We have 3 financial goals, and then we have 2 lifestyle goals. One of our financial goals is for me to max out my business center. I know if I max out my business center in network marketing, that creates $702,000 a year minimum. Okay, that's my goal. That is my financial big goal. Residually. And I could actually double that and it would be 1.4 million. So there's that. But the max out is what I'm after because that is the financial foundation for my family, from which all other goals can, branch from there. We have a savings goal. We have different payoff goals on different things that we have going on. So we have a lot of financial goals. We had to sit and decide exactly what they were. What do they look like within the year of 2020? What are the numbers involved? What is inspiring about it? So for example, my max out goal, I sat there, I put it on the vision board. I want to max my business center out. Rob's like, what do you want for pictures? I'm like, I have no freaking clue. Like, I don't know what that's going to look like. And I don't know what that would feel like. And so I had to step into that. And then yesterday I'm riding my bike down the Strand here in Hermosa Beach. And I'm looking at all these giant beach houses sitting on the sand. And I looked at Rob and I went, I got it. When I max out my business center, I want to invite all of my teammates, all of my business partners that impacted my business in such a positive way because you can't do it alone. You have to do it as a team. And I want to throw like a week-long vacation for everybody. And we're going to come. It's going to be a big pajama party. We'll do a big party one night. It'll be amazing.
I knew that you girls get together and have a pajama. But now, are you guys wearing heels or is that going to be like what? Tell me what goes on at those parties.
Okay, so what goes on is...
Can you tell it slowly?
All right. Sorry. We digress. So yeah, so that was like, it hit me because I don't want a bunch of things. I want to share that celebration with the people that I love and I want to do something amazing for them. And so I stopped my bike. I made Rob take a picture of me in front of one of the houses I loved. And I took some different pictures and that's what I'm putting on because that is my vision of what it looks like when I max that business center out.
All right, so let me chime in here.
The clarity, you gotta get the clarity on what you want.
All right, so what I'm hearing is slow down the speed up, right? Take a minute, slow down, make sure that you have the clarity for what you want because you're not going to be able to accelerate it. See, I can hear in your voice as you're describing that you went up from like, a 6 in intensity when you first explained, like, I want to max my center out, to a 10 when you talk about the party that's associated with maxing your center out. And there's a multitude of reasons why that party is important to you because all of the leaders that were involved in it, you want to recognize them.
It's community, excitement, it's all of that.
It's all
like
that shit.
I want them to come in like it's the freaking Oscars. I want gift bags. I want swag bags. I want it catered. I just want to throw the most beautiful, amazing event to give back to the people that have grown so much. And then I want to pay that shit forward and help somebody else max it out. Like that's exciting to me. And that's what I want to do. So yeah, you got to find the clarity of what you want. And then what is going to drive you?
I hope
Where's that
everybody
passion?
catches her intensity as she's describing it. If you don't have that level of intensity, it's going to fall flat for
and
you.
excitement and passion for it. Like I can put on, I want the new Louis Vuitton bag or whatever. Like I'm not working for that shit. Like let's be honest.
It doesn't mean shit to you.
That doesn't mean shit for me. I have put so many random things on my vision board in the past and none of it means squat to me. It was all things I thought I should want or I should have or I should it all over myself. Like no one wants to shit in their pants, right?
Now I'm all ready to do the vision board, right? I have the idea. I'm like, okay, this is it. We got the whole thing down. I was like, okay, what day do you want to do it?
He's like, I got the glue. I got the poster board. Let's go.
And then she says, now let's go find images. And I was like, well, we'll just get magazines. She's like, no, go find an image that represents exactly what you want and you're excited about it. And then let's look at those images to make sure that those images properly represent something that is exciting about the vision that you want.
Right. So we have these financial goals, right? It's really hard, by the way, to come up with pictures for financial goals that are not things. But you got to do the work and you got to figure that out. But then in addition, we have this goal where we know we somehow want to live our blend of California and Italy. We don't know what it's going to look like. It might be California for a few years, Italy for a few years, and then kind of halfsy. We don't really know, but we know we want both in our life. We are clear on that, and we're clear of what it looks like. In California, Rob wants to look at the ocean. Right now, we do not have an ocean view unless you stand on your tiptoes on my front porch. You crane your neck. It's a super clear day. It's 71 degrees and there's not a cloud in the sky.
In between two houses.
But
it's beautiful. You should see it.
But it's beautiful. So he wants an ocean view. And this is something that's important to him because it feels different on his soul. It's not about, look at me with an ocean view. Let me see the IG pictures I can take. There is something about a sunset and an ocean view that this man will put himself on an effing cruise ship where he gets completely seasick, hates the food, doesn't want to be crowded on or crowded off the boat, but somehow, man, it loves to cruise. Why? Because he gets a wide open ocean and a sunset.
Thank you for knowing that about me.
Yeah, it's important to you. And so I want you to have that. And I want Italia. And so we're going to put both on that vision board. I want a house in Tuscany where I can, have Christmases and bring friends in and do leadership retreats. Like I want that so badly. And so we're going to blend our vision board again to have both. And so I'm not going to go just pick up the most recent Departures magazine and see if they got a picture of Italy in there and hope they do. Like I am going to go find the exact thing that I want and I am going to manifest the shit out of it because if it's not what I want, it's not going to work.
Now, we did this exact formula that we're giving you, and we're trying to create as much color commentary as we can so that you're
Apparently, I'm very passionate about this.
Well, we want to create as much as we can so that they can kind of, think about what it looks like in their own life. But to give you the level of specificity, because we did that with the last one, we are literally, it's freaky. We are literally walking by the exact coffee shop, living in the exact town, having the exact lifestyle that it's almost as if the vision board literally came to life. So we recognize the power of doing it in the way that we're describing that you do it.
So number one is clarity, right? Get super clear and then find the things that really move you to put on the vision board.
And
okay?
I would also say, if you think you're clear, don't do the vision board for a week. Look back at it. And if you don't change anything, you were clear.
Yes. All right. And then number two, don't put that thing in your bathroom where the steam is going to roll the pictures up and you're going to have that crazy thing. Or don't stick it in your closet because, when your friends come over, you're all nervous about it. Put that shit, if you want it to work, then you better put that out in the center of your house. And when your friends come over it, share it with them.
In the kitchen.
Share what you want. Put it in the kitchen. Put it in the living room. Frame it. Whatever you want to do. Do something unique and different that makes people ask. Because when people ask, what's this about? deliver it, you verbalize it, you put it out verbally into the universe. And the more you do it, the more clear you get, the more confident you get, the more you own it. And you need to have it there. Otherwise, you're sticking it in the closet. It's falling behind the thing. There's dust on it. I looked back at one and I was like, what the hell is that on there? I don't even know what that is, let alone that I wanted it. So make sure you have it in front of you and in a place where it's going to be a talking point in your house.
Yeah, I think there were three things that happened with it. One was, like you said, somebody came over to the house, and what started to happen is the story started to become very, very clear. And it went from, this is my vision board, to, God, it's crazy. I can remember doing this. This is the place Sophia's going to go to school. This is the place we're going to have coffee and we're going to work in the morning. This is where it was like we were a tour guide on what we absolutely knew was about to happen. But that was an evolution. That was not that way on day one. On day one, it was like, ooh, this feels weird in our kitchen. And people walking in going like, what is that? And why are you having that up there? And it went from that to us being a tour guide of exactly what's going to happen with complete clarity.
I remember somebody in our building coming in and they're like, what's this? And we're like, oh yeah, so we're going to move to California and that's where we're going to live. And this is our yoga studio and this is our cafe. And this is where Sophia's going to go to school and we're going to play at the beach. And we went through this whole thing and they're like, God, I'm going to miss you. Like they were in on it too. We hadn't planned shit. Like you were still a chiropractor working in Buford, Georgia and grinding 7 to 7, 5 days a week. And they're like, we're going to miss you. You're like, that's how much clarity and confidence we had in it. And that takes me to the last thing, which is, you've got to have the vision, but you got to take the action. And that's where manifestation, that's where actually taking the action, get the push journal. If you don't have a link for it, we have a ding link in our bios on Instagram. Is that where it is? You should have an affiliate link. You can go grab it there at a discount. Whatever, get the push journal, get into action, take action on the goals that are on the board. Do not let another year go by where you're staring at the thing on the wall and nothing happens. It's not magic.
Yeah,
it's not called the magic board.
I also recommend that you have a time every day where it's a great way for couples to, I think, connect and align with each other about the future, and in doing it in different contexts across a period of time. So, for example, we'll open a bottle of wine. I'll get one of those bar chairs, and I'll sit at the bar while Kim's cooking in the kitchen. And I'll just look at the board, and while I'm looking at it, let's say in this example, I'll see a picture of Tuscany. And I'll say something like, how much do you think it would cost us each month to have a house like that in Tuscany? And that then rolls into different conversations. So having it front and center allows you to align with your visions together. And then you start, as you go through your day, and for me, it was about, in the morning, I get up a couple hours before everybody else does. And I walk into the kitchen and I make a cup of coffee. And while I'm, mixing the coffee and, drinking the coffee, I'm looking at the board and I'm seeing myself in that board. That's one way of looking at it. And then another way is the one I just described where, we're doing it together as a couple. And then the third way is when, a neighbor or a friend comes over and you're describing it there. So you have all of these different contexts and different submodalities that are creating neural nets in your brain that are attracting this to you. So I can't say enough about it. Before we wrap up, anything else you want to add about the vision board, my dear?
No, but just do it. Do it right. Take your time, take action, get clear. If you have a spouse, get them in on it. Heck, get your kids in on it. What's their vision? Make this something that everybody in your family can get their energy wrapped around and where you want to take this in 2020.
I got a great idea. I have a great idea.
I can't wait to hear it.
Let's do a vision board contest for a free enrollment in the virtual masterminds. Whoever they have to send a picture of the virtual mastermind.
No, I am up-leveling this. All right, here's what you got to do. Number 1, you need to make your vision board, right? Number 2, you need to do a video sharing why your vision board, like why you did it, how you did it. Share the vision. Okay, you don't have to share everything.
And we're gonna judge their body language as they describe it.
Right, like share that vision with clarity. And 3, put it on Instagram and tag us. And
how about hashtag work hard, play hard vision board? Just simple.
Yeah. I mean, we'll you know what? We'll put a hashtag or something, but tag us. Tag at Rob Murgatroyd and at Kim Murgatroyd. Tag both of us in it. And we will do a contest, let's say now through the end of the year. And
whoever has the vision board that is clearly the most well thought out in terms of clarity, like when you look at it, like I am super clear about what this person wants.
We're just going to use our gut and pick a winner, and you're going to get a 90-day membership for our virtual mastermind, which includes a 3-pack set of push journals.
And a one-on-one phone call to come up with your idea with the lovely and talented Vanna Murgatroyd. Vanna White.
Did you forget my name?
That's it, everybody. I'm excited about this. This is going to be a new and fun contest.
Yes, I love it.
All right. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye. All right. Thanks for listening. If you love this episode and you know someone that needs some help in either stepping up their work hard game or their play hard game, it would mean the world to me if you shared this podcast with them to help me get this movement out there. So if you like what you heard, head on over to iTunes, take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. So until the next episode, excuses are over. It's time to live.